Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, the fellow Dudua people, lovers of freedom. Yeah, we bring a very wonderful and a good tidings to you all. This is the Coastal Biafran TV, and Coastal Biafran TV is live and direct here with a comrade, a hardcore those who are pursuing the same goal, the same target, the same race we are running in the land of Biafra. They are also running this. He is also running the same race in the Odudua land. So we are live and direct here with him. And but before we go further, I think we have to go for our national anthem, and as you are doing so, please kindly share the program, invite everyone, and in fact, invite our enemies as well. This is live and direct Coastal Biafran TV. So I will go for the Biafran national anthem before coming for the Odudua national anthem. All hail Biafra.
Let others rise inside we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our great heroes. We must defend our lives, oh, we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from foes. But if the price is death for all we hold in, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to be from consecrated nation, oh fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. Though we are the which emboldens our free, shall always be our flag of freedom.
Thank you all, hail Biafra. As we move forward, we play the Odudua national anthem.
At first, das wird schon als sehr, sehr ungemütlich.
Das ist genau wie damals. Und ich bin
Iṣẹ́ wà fúnlẹ̀.
wá tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtọ̀hún tó dára. Ọmọ òkùnkùn bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ̀. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo adúláwọ̀.
Yeah, thank you very much, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom. Yeah, we are back. This is the Coastal Biafran TV. Coastal Biafran TV is this is a channel where the Biafrans in the coastal region talk to the people. And of course, we have a wonderful guest in our midst today. We will be giving them the opportunity. We have one of our leaders here with us as well as a Biafran, and we have a very hardcore Odudua representing Odudua in every ramification. And we have been doing this for a while now, and I believe they will be introducing themselves, telling the world who they are, and of course, we will be delivering our message to the world right here, right now. And as we're doing that, I will also encourage you all to share this program as we are moving forward. Kindly share the program, invite everyone who are not here yet, and also invite our enemies because it is necessary for them to know that we are here. Of course, let me quickly go to my fellow comrade, the person of Tamono. Please take the mic and introduce yourself. You have to unmute yourself. Okay, go ahead. Tamono Toye, your voice is not really coming out. I don't know, maybe if you can hear me, your voice is not coming out.
All hail Biafra.
Correct. Thank you.
Yes, in the end, all must surely hail Biafra. I trust everybody can hear me right now. My name is Tamunotonye, area or Tamunotonye. I am an Izon speaking Biafran, and I am also a a servant under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I am an IPOB member under oath. Of course, by blood, I am naturally an indigenous person of Biafra. I'm glad to be here today with my fellow comrades, and I look forward to the program today. Thank you very much, Asal.
Thank you so much, Miriam Tamono Toye. Of course, our brother just left. I think maybe the network is the one distracting him. So before he come back, let me quickly bring on screen our brother, our leader, one of our leader, the person of Terry. Please take the mic and introduce yourself to the world.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Kumawe Saridemi, and I am from Odoni Town. Odoni Town is in Sagbama local government area according to the zoo structure Bielsa State, which is also in Biafra land at large. I am an Izom Biafran, and by the special grace of God, I serve the indigenous people of Biafra as African rep. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Kimowe Tarinemi. Of course, we are live and direct. We're here. So before we will proceed, of course, I will really want my sister, should I say, my brother, Tarinemi, to kindly, give us his remark. We'll be talking about the ties that actually bind Biafrans together. Please, Kimowe Tari Nemi, you'll be coming back to the screen again to please give us your own thoughts on this, please. The things that actually bind the Biafran people and the Odudua people together, and the reason why we must continue working together as a team so that we can achieve our freedom. Over to you, Kimowe Tari.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for um, giving me the opportunity to use the platform. First and foremost, the Biafran people and the Odua people, we are first and foremost a family of indigenous Africans. And when I say indigenous Africans, I mean these are people that have lived within this place that they call home for thousands of years. Okay? For thousands of years, we have occupied this space. And for the fact that we've occupied this space, though I do not want to go so much deep into history, but when you go very, very deep into history, you discover that most of the tribes and peoples in the this particular part of Africa, we have been one family, and there have been migrations, cross migrations, and all of that, migrations into here and cross migrations into here. There are many Biafran clans and tribes that have history of Ile-Ife. Okay, even the Izon that I come from, there are some Izon people that once lived in Ile-Ife. Okay, which is considered the home of all Yorubas. There are some Izon people that once lived in Ile-Ife.
It's been very difficult today.
Just as some Izon people once lived in Benin, the Benin, will I say, metropolis and of the ancient city of Benin. So now I am just talking about Izon. Even the Igbo in the Yoruba history, they have the presence of the Igbo people in the Yoruba history. Though I have not gone very much deep into research on that particular Igbo, because every one of us, every Biafran is Igbo. So when the Yoruba history say that they have the presence of Igbo people in Ile-Ife, the particular portion of Igbo is what I am yet to be sure of, because I am sure that the Izon people once lived in Ile-Ife. There are some factions of the Izon people that once lived in Ile-Ife. So we go back into deep ancient history as people that have lived together, as people that I can say are actually one people, because that is why our cultures might be different and a little bit sometimes far away apart. Our languages might be different, but when you peek into the languages, you will see some lots of similarities between most of the languages that we speak in the land of Biafra and most of the languages that are spoken in odua'Nation. So we have lots of historic ties together as a people. And by the works that this evil man did, which brought us together in a strange place called Nigeria, the zoo. We have mingled together, unlike other places that have found it difficult to really mix up. Our people have mixed up very, very well. In fact, even going back into history, the Lagos, the city of Lagos, as you have it, which is actually Eko, the city of Lagos also have because to a very great extent, I can tell you about his own. The city of Lagos, which is a university, a major university right now, I believe is the most popular university in the world right now, or the popular Odua city, permit me to say. So that particular city, in that same city, there are still fragments of the presence of his own people within the Lagos area. Okay, the most of the coastal areas in Lagos. Okay, so there is a lot of relationship that we have, a lot of relationship. I will not I will not go further to maybe bore our audience with so much of history concerning our relationship, but the Biafran people and the Odua people have a long time relationship that actually go beyond.
Sorry for interrupting you, Kimowe. I think Citizen AY, can you hear us speaking? Can you hear Kimowe speaking? AY, I don't know if you can hear me. I think he's having network issues over there. So, Kimowe, go ahead and round up so that. Thank you. Go ahead, Kimowe.
Okay, it seems his network is better. Okay.
I think.
So okay, let's.
Yeah.
Okay, Citizen AY, can you hear? Okay, thank you. Let me move on because of time. So, as I was saying, the Biafran people and the Odua people go way back into history to be one people actually. Now, okay, let me leave so much of the history because I actually wanted to talk about a particular people that are found in America that have their roots in this our region, and those people you cannot actually tell whether their root is actually Biafra or their root is actually Odua. Okay, but you can tell that they are from this particular portion of the world by the time you break down their history. So, but I will not go further to begin to explain who the people are and all of that. But coming to today's reality, we have so mingled with each other. Lagos now is filled with all kinds of people, not just Lagos, most parts of Odua land, as well as most cities in Biafra land. Okay, we have mixed up with each other, and our ideologies are not far-fetched. Just like in Odua land, you have Islam, you have Christianity, you have the traditional religion, but in all of it,
can you?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, so in a nutshell,
can you hear us from here?
I can hear you. You can hear me.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, Kimowe, go ahead.
Yeah.
I think it's AY's network that is really disturbing. Go ahead, Kimowe.
Okay. So on recent times, we have a lot of movements and settlements of our people, and we have never had any issue concerning the Biafran people turning against the Odua people in their land, or the Odua people turning against the Biafran people in their land. And we have experienced this brotherhood and acceptance among ourselves. And even though there are other people that seem not to accept people that are not like them, within this zoo called Nigeria. But we have seen that the Odua people have fully accepted the Biafran people and even integrated the Biafran people into their societies. Okay, if you go to Lagos, sometimes you may not even be able to know who is Yoruba or who is not. Okay, because the people are fully mixed up, and the same thing that you find in most of our places. When the people that are not from there get in, they mix up freely, unlike it is in other places. And this is not happening by accident. It's not happening by chance. It is happening because our relationship goes way beyond the white man that came to try to distort our history and try to distort our way of life and try to destroy our very person and the image of who we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kimowe Terinemi. Thank you so much. Let me quickly leave the mic for my sister, Tamonotoye, to bring up the next stuff. So, Tamonotoye, please take the mic.
Yes, Imete Asawo. I hope you can hear us out there, Citizen AY, sir. I believe we're coming through.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Wonderful.
I can hear you. I can hear
Welcome
you.
back.
Yes.
So again, this is Koso Biafra TV. Wherever you are, please share, because everything that we're doing, we're trying to educate ourselves and unlearn the wrong things that we've known and re-educate ourselves, or relearn or learn rather what the truth really is about who we are and where we come from. Of course, the ties that bind both the odua'Nation and the Biafran Nation, they are more than even spoken ties. They're ties that even when the white man came, and before the amalgamation in 1914, you would see that they already had a certain way of probably describing us. Everybody knows that the white man will label things as easy as he can see it, so he can identify it. We were southern Nigeria or Nigeria. The Oduas, the Biafrans, we were the Southerners. Why would they call all of us the Southerners if there were no similarities, or if there were no, things that binded us that made them say, oh, okay, these people put together in one place, they are the South, whilst these other people, because trust me, it had a whole lot to do with more than where we were located. Because if we're speaking about locations, then people shouldn't be saying things like South, because there's nothing like that in geography. So it was, I know, because they are the journals, the British journals, they are out there for public consumption. If you feel like you want to go and find out about it, they actually outlined a couple of things, including our forward way of thinking, our very exposed minds, and how we were into education and all of that, and growth. Those were also things that showed, how we were really linked, and how, we were tied together, and, we're most likely to be, grouped up as one people than, the other people on the other side of the contraption. Today we have Citizen AY here, and I believe that he also has one or two things to say about the ties that bind our nations, odua'Nation and Biafran Nation. So, of course, I would like to call him
Absolutely.
up to the stand to take the mic and tell us and educate us. Thank you very much. I'm Citizen AY.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you very much, my sister. I'm sorry, the mic is on. I didn't catch your first name. Um, just repeat that so I know again, please, just so I can hear your first name. I know I'm spoken to Jite, and I know the other guy, but I don't clear your name. That's fine. Listen. What our ties are deeper than that. One of the things I want to say is that they found skulls of Igbos in Igbo land, and they found Yorubas in Yoruba land. They are quite old. Now, I haven't got the precise figures of the ones in Biafra and Igbo land, I should say. But I do have the one for Yoruba land. It's a place called Iho Eleu, the Cave of Ashes in Ondo State. A place called Isharu,
Can you please come again,
Isharu
Citizen
in
Ewa?
Ondo State.
Can you please come
Yeah.
again?
Can you hear me? Can
Yeah.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Can you
want
hear
to.
me?
Yeah, I want you to repeat
Yeah.
the city, or should I say the village you're talking about?
The city. It's a state. The state is called the Ihoeleru. It's in Isharu in Ondo State. Now, found the skull of a Yoruba man who was 30 years old, and it was dated 13,000 years back in Iweleru in Ondo State. And they said spoke Yoruba language. And they could many of the things that could find around. They found a skull in that the stuff of ashes. Now, what's very interesting in all of this is that they found something. Found also cause in Biafra land. So that in Igbo land, sorry. So that tells you we're in close proximity, and we've been living as people in our languages. When we say Ashe, you guys say Ise. Can you see that there are similarities? When we pray, we say Ashe, you say Ise. Something that is a commonality right there. And there is no such thing you can find the commonality between the houses, or the Fulani houses, and with the Igbos and Yoruba. So you could see that we've coexisted for thousands of years. Are you all hearing me? You hearing me? Hello?
Very well,
Hello?
we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. So now
We can hear you.
it is important. Okay, good. So now, there are a lot of similarities even in the food that we are eating. The kind of the what you call ogbono, we call it akon. The vegetable, the bitter leaf, you call it something else, but all of those things. There are so much similarity in our taste, in the food, in the vegetation, even in our interactions, as many have stated. So we are natural allies. That's one of the things we need to first say. We have been in existence. We know for a fact that Yorubas have been in that area for at least 10,000 years, and there's evidence. I think it even goes far back, and the reason why it goes far back is because the skull they found was the skull of a 30-year-old man. So that 30,000 years is a conservative estimate. So it's a time we start getting control of our own narrative as Yorubas and as Igbos, and start talking about the really important history. I make it my business to research into this Ihu and try and get our youth need to know. I'm sure there are some things that are similar signs within the Igbo land that we need to bring to people's attention. Knowing our history allows us to go to our natural destination. The natural destination means self-determination. So our history is of extreme importance in this journey, because it places us right there as people. We, Yorubas and Biafrans, we are one with the land of Igbo land and the land of Yoruba land. We are one. The non-existent part of this equation, of course, are the Fulani. Now, the houses, they coexisted to a certain extent, but they came much, much later on. But those two have been in the area for minimum 13,000 years. And we coexisted peacefully, and we are natural allies. So I will need to state that and restate that. Now, going forward, when we are going to build something, we're going for this self-determination. It's important that our indigenous groups So within the Igbos, there are several indigenous groups, and we Yorubas, we are homogeneous. We are, we have different dialects. Basically, we speak the same language, but there are interactions been for, like I said, thousands of years, more 2,000 years. The history I'm telling you, by the way, is older than the history of the Bible. The Bible, they can give you the story 2,000 years back. Ours is 11,000 years old. And that's minimum. Minimum. It's important with that's minimum. And many of these have never been taught in our schools. Many of what I'm telling you now, and there is more. There is a place that we are hanging lake in in Ogun State, Ogun State. The second is a second hanging lake in the world, and the water is pristine. These are beauty spots. These are just give examples. They found writings that we were supposed to start writing in Oyo, in Ile-Ife, in Oyo. They got a lot of work about that. So this history, they are like our foundation for going for you. We naturally have to go for Yoruba Nation, Igbo Nation, and Igbo and naturally. Now, what the people who are now ruling us, they were not on the scene until about the 17th and 18th century, and that is less than 2,000 years. That is less than, you can quote on that. That is less than 2,000 years. Don't come from our parts. The Fulanis come from a place called Fujajalon in what is now known as Guinea. You see, these things we need to really place in my context. So when they come and start saying, you've been here, I've been here. No, you haven't. There is no history. There is no record anywhere. Placing name and any house man in those regions as old as that of the Igbos and that of the Yorubas. These are things that we need to state and we need to state in our schools. Our children need to know this. That is their foundation. Before they learn about any religion, anything else, that history is a must. And that what the reason what that we does, they give the sense to judge, to do things together and work together. Look, I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? I do
Yeah,
feel
of course,
I'm a
we
bit.
can hear you. Your network is really skipping
But
your
let
voice,
me
but it's manageable. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and round up on the topic.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Because we still have
I am not gonna say some. I have one or two things that I'm afraid it's because of flow. So I need to get a few things on. So I'll be here for another 5 minutes. I've got it on again. But what I want to say above all is this, please. What I've said there is the ground foundation for us to unite. Now we need to work as a South. The whole of the South, including Middle Belt, must work together using that kind of foundation as place now, our tree, as the ground upon which we spawn and build that nation. So what I urge all to do is to have extreme patience with one another as Yorubas, as Igbos, as Middle Beltans, as Ishans, Ijos. We need to have a lot of patience to achieve our common goals. And that means working together. We need to focus more on what unites us as Southerners rather than allowing the Fulani and Houses to divide us. So there's a lot more I can say about this, but I'm truly sorry, only for time purposes. And also I can hear you very well. I need to come back and give you that because I'm hearing it, but it's not. It's almost like it's jerky, and I can't hear. So, but listen, listen, I'm going to stop here now. I will come back if I can later on. But thank you very much.
thank you.
Our unity as Southerners is of extreme importance. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be back to you soon. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. So, sorry.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, my brother. Season AY, but your
Yeah, it's done
network is
already.
really cracking, and I hope that maybe you can find a stable spot that we can get the highest network, because the wisdom that you are giving our people need to hear this. From everything that you have said, I am one thing that I have one thing that has been established, of course, is that the Nation and the Biafran Nation are natural allies. So we do not stand for people trying to use maybe different kind of tactics, like trying to throw any kind of stigma on us or not, or just trying to taunt us for being neighborly, because we have always been and we will always be. And I'm sure being a good neighbor is something that people from the zoo or people with a zoological state of mind would not understand. But we have a couple of questions here on Coastal Biafra today, TV today, for our humbled and honorable guests. Since we are still waiting for our comrade Citizen AY to join us with a better network, I just want to throw the first question that we have today to of course allow as I call him Oibo Tubo Tari Nemi allow. We would like to know, and I'm sure the people are also curious. What is the struggle like? What has the struggle been so far? Because a lot of people, uh, um, the most they know about the struggle is from their cell phones. Some other people, the most that they know is maybe is by being on the ground or being connected to one or two people who are, of course, in the struggle. But you are, I believe, you are in a hot seat, not just a hot seat. Right now, you are serving Biafran and the freedom fighter, and of course a great historian that I respect. We would like to know from your own mouth what is the struggle is, or rather what is the struggle and what has it been so far for you and the Biafran struggle. I'm sure our people would like to know. Imete Uibotubo.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I hope I am coming out very clearly for everyone to hear me.
Yeah, of course you are.
Okay, thank you. The struggle so far. Wow, that question is wide, and I wish I would really have the time to explain these things in details. Um, I am the type of person that I like I like giving details and trying to break everything down when I talk so that everyone, irrespective of status, will be able to grasp what I'm trying to say.
Of course,
But the struggle so far,
the
yeah,
floor.
thank you. The struggle so far, it has definitely not been easy. Freedom fighting is not an easy thing. Not to talk about when you are fighting a freedom for Biafran people, and not just Biafran people locked up in slavery under the chains of wild beasts like the Fulani and Britain and the rest of their allies all over the world. It has not been an easy thing. What we are doing has been ruled over by many people as impossible. We have done the impossible and we are still doing the impossible. Nobody ever believed that the Biafran people, as strong-headed as they are, and coupled with all the propaganda that has been sponsored by Great Britain, if that word great should be used by their name or should be attached to their name, all that has been sponsored by Britain and their allies and has been carried out by Fulani and all the willing tools within the zoo to ensure that the Biafran people remain divided as much as possible, to divide them, break them, scatter them as much as possible. We have been able to bring our people together to teach our people who we are and to unteach our people who we are not. Because they have they have spreaded a particular lie that the Biafran people or the people that live in Biafra land or that found themselves within the Biafran territory, that we are of no good and that all we want in life is money, and that all we can ever do or all we can ever be or all we can ever become is nothing. And they have spread these lies not just to other people but to us as well. Our people have come to believe the lies about them. But in the course of this struggle so far, and by the help of the media, we have been able to tell our own story. We have been able to tell the whole world the truth about the Biafran people and to tell the Biafran people the truth about us. Okay, and this has not been an easy task at all, because I, as an individual, my not just Biafrans, but my fellow Izo Biafran people has promised to kill me wherever they see me. Say, I will kill you for this thing that you're saying, for saying the truth. Okay, I have seen that, but I have seen that many times. I don't see that again. And the question is, why don't we see such people being able to say such things boldly like that? Some of those people that did those things, they said it boldly on Facebook, boldly, that anywhere that they see me, that they are going to kill me. Of course, it has been many years now. Whether they have not seen me or they have not been able to kill me is part of it. But we have been able to tell this truth. Not we have been able to tell the truth, even though it will cost our lives. And it is not just about the talk. Telling this truth has cost many of our people their lives, because it is not all about telling the truth. You must also do the truth. It is not all about doing the truth. You must also demonstrate the truth. And doing all these things, it has not been an easy thing. The Biafran struggle, it is not a struggle by man, because what we have done couldn't have been done by man. Our enemies had already perfected the slaving of our people. If you have a very clear ideology, will I say ideology? No, not ideology. That's not the right word to use. If you have a very clear picture of the work that the enemy had already done to chain the Biafran people, using every available power. When I say every available power, it is both spiritual, physical, mental, financial, technological, every available power in this world. The enemies have used them to chain our people. The struggle for the liberation of the Biafran people, it didn't start with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It will only end with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a leader. But it didn't start with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It didn't start with Ojukwu. It started long time ago. There were men like King Koko. There were the Ekumeku warriors. There were different sets of people that have been fighting these same people, because the Fulani are not the people that chained us. The Fulani are only the people that took advantage of the evil works of the people that chained us. Because They came here, they saw how powerful our people are, mentally, how mentally developed our people are. And they knew the potential. They saw how we were taking charge of the business along the coastline and how we were organizing ourselves. The enemies knew, like some days back when I was handling a particular topic, when I talked about a particular kingdom, Carthage. I talked about that, not that the Biafran people were migrated from Carthage, but when you read about the Carthage story, it has a lot to do with the potentials of what the Biafran people could have been. These are our enemies. They saw all these things, and in fear, they decided to ensure that we are changed forever. I have a cause to believe that the whole of Africa was actually colonized because they wanted to colonize the Biafran people. Because they wanted to put the Biafran people in chains. That was the reason, that was where the idea of colonizing Africans came from. It was because they wanted the Biafran people to be controlled and managed. You know, when you manage a business, when you manage something you consider to be a threat to the society, you put measures to ensure that that threat, even though you cannot stop it, but it cannot move further from however that you put your structures together to manage it. So we have come a long way, and by the special grace of God, we, right now, yes, our leader is in the DSS dungeon, but we know that based on all the work that I've been doing all over the world and what each and the efforts that each and every one of our people are making, very soon he will be out, and our struggle is about to come to a close. We are at the verge of giving freedom, total freedom to the Biafran people and all of Biafran people, wherever they are or at whatever status that they can find themselves. I hope I answered your question correctly.
Thank you so much, Kimo Eterinemi. Thank you so much. Of course, you did, and I think Citizen AY is having a lot of network issues wherever he is, but we must proceed because we, the Biafran people, we have a lot that we actually wanted to ask you. So I will please, Tamana, kindly mute yourself, please. But we must proceed. We must proceed. And Tamana, are you there? Please mute yourself. I know you are as well battling network issues there. You have network issues there. Please, you can mute yourself if you can hear me, so that as you're typing, we will not be hearing it in the program, please. Yeah, Kimoway, talking about the things that are really going on in our land and especially concerning our leader, I will really want you to give Biafrans update on the issue of our leader, the case of our leader. We really like to hear update from you as our African rep, and the reason why the zoo media have not been able to provide him in the court. So what do you see? How do you perceive this case now? And what can you tell Biafrans? Because some Biafrans are now sounding, so weak. They are sounding as if they want to lose, not we, the indigenous people of Biafra, want to lose. They are now sounding weak in the favor of the enemies. So, Kimo Weteri, what do you see? How can you rate the progress of our dealing with the zoo concerning the issue of our leader?
Okay, thank you. the issues with our leader, the lawyers are doing a great work, and for anyone that has been following the struggle, the lawyers from time to time they give updates on the state of our leader and his health, and whether the zoo DSS give them opportunity to see him or not, and all of that. So I believe most of our people are aware that our leader is okay and he's doing well and he's healthy and strong. And having said that, on this case where I really want to hit, where I really want our people to take note of is this. Just as recent, the head of Directorate of State, he made an announcement concerning our leader's case, and the announcement that he made was that on the day in October when our leader is to be brought to the court, as the court actually said the day they actually said they will bring him to court. So what he said was that if on that day, if they behave like they behaved the last time and they refuse to bring him to court on that particular day, that Biafra land will be totally locked down. Okay. Now, I saw some reactions of some of our people saying, "Oh, why are we now talking about court? Why are we not talking about what's it called? Why are we talking about court? Why are we not talking about releasing him and without condition and all what have you?" Now, there is something I want the Biafran people to understand. There is a reason the zoo has not, or there's a reason the zoo want to continue to keep our leader in detention. They don't even want our leader, they don't even want to take our leader to prison. They want to keep him in detention, whereby he cannot be making calls, he cannot be relating with people, people cannot freely go and see him. Just anybody cannot go and see him except his lawyers, and he cannot talk to people directly and all of that. There's a reason they are doing that. There's a reason they don't want him to be in court. Because if they give our leader and his lawyers, even though it is just 20 minutes in court, the zoo can come to an end. Now, I am saying this because the zoo committed state crime, extraordinary rendition. When they saw the gravity of what they did, that is why now they are confused. You know, you are looking for you set trap. You are the one looking for bushmeat. You are looking for bushmeat. You are looking for bushmeat. You went the first day, you didn't get it. You went the second day, you have been going there. Your trap has not caught any bushmeat. Then one day you got there and you saw that your trap has caught a bushmeat. But at the end of the day, when you got closer, what your trap caught was a cobra. How are you going to handle the cobra will now be the question that you are going to be asking yourself. How am I going to handle this cobra? Now you will now be thinking, should I let the cobra go and take my what's it called? And take my property so that I can catch another bushmeat, take my trap. You have the cobra now, and you not catch the cobra at his neck whereby he will not be able to strike. Maybe it's cut it at the tail. The cobra is there waiting for who set this trap. Let us see how we are going to do it. Now you are now confused. What do I do to at least get back my trap I don't want to, I cannot eat this cobra. I don't want to eat it. I cannot eat it. I cannot kill it. And if I go close, it will strike me. What do I do? That is the situation where the zoo is right now. And because we have understood that that is where they are, and they cannot bring him to court, there is nothing they can say in the court, because what they committed was a state crime. If at all, what the lawyers are going to be talking about is extraordinary rendition. The lawyers are not will not be talking about what they accuse him of. You first of all talk about the crime he just committed. How come you got him here before you're talking about all those other things, all those other charges? How did he get here? Extraordinary rendition from Kenya. That is what they are afraid of. And because that is what they are afraid of, that is the reason they did not bring him the first time. And that is why we have seen that they may not bring him this other time. And that is why we have told them that if they do, we are going to shut down Biafra land. And they should, because Biafra land is the economy of the zoo called Nigeria. Biafra land is the economy. So when we shut Biafra land down, we have shut the economy. So what is best for them is bring the man out. If the extraordinary rendition holds you at your neck, allow him to go back to where you picked him from. Take him to Kenya, let Kenya take him back to London, where he is from. Okay? Then we'll now begin to talk about other matters. We'll now continue our matter that we've been fighting on, the referendum. We'll now continue from where we stopped. Okay? So that is the situation now, and that is what I want our people to know. Bringing our leader to court is a big fish for this struggle. The world wants to hear it. Right now, it is all over the world. CNN has carried this news. Many international stations have carried the news. The whole world knows, and the whole world is waiting for that day when our leader will be brought to court. When they bring our leader to court, the whole world attention will be in that courtroom. So the Biafrans need to take note that it's very, very important to this struggle for our leader to come to court. And if they don't, then we'll unleash hell on the zoo.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Kimowe. Because the program will be coming to an end. Of course, we are not going to be distracted. Yeah, Kimowe, before I will leave you, before I will allow you to go, please can you quickly give us the insight of the importance of the sit at home, because the head of directorate just made an announcement, issue a memo that if the zoo do not provide our leader on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken, on the 22nd, am I right? That is the court date.
24th.
Okay, 21st of October. If they did not provide our leader, that we will go on 1 month strike, 1 month lockdown in Biafran land. Please give us more insight, and especially what are the things that we have put in place to make sure that even if you don't want to give in full details, that in coastal region also this very order is effective in the coastal region of Biafran land.
Okay, thank you very much. I will answer the question from the last to the first. The coastal region, right. Yes, thank you. On the case of getting our message to the coastal region, we have discovered that most of our people in the coastal region have not been getting these messages because our radio is not widely spread in the coastal region like it is in the hinterland. So when these things are announced in the hinterland, the message is spread very easily and wildly. Okay, so And though there are still some places in the hinterland where we have issues with the radio, but most of these places are places that they have had the radio before. Okay, it's not new. They've had the radio before one or two challenges as the zoo has been putting their efforts to ensure that our radio do not spread to many places. Okay, so some of these places, some of the machines get broken down and all of that. So, but there are many places in the coast that the radio had never been there. So, in a place where the radio has been there, the message has been passed to an extent. So many other people now follow online. So, but many places in the coast, the radio have never been there at all. So many of the people there are ignorant. We might have some family units there. In many places in the coast, we have family units. We have some family units there, but family units, our family members spreading the message is not as effective when you spread the message on radio. Like as we're talking now, if I had connected this to radio, every other person that is connected to the radio from wherever our radio channels get to, that person will be hearing what we are saying and will be able to reach that person. So if we are giving an order now, let me say, for instance, the head of the Directorate of State is here and is giving an order, everybody will be hearing it together at a flat rate. Now, if you did not hear it, at least your neighbor will hear it. It is not easy. Poverty is even higher in the coast than it is in the hinterland. So to even say, okay, let's be following up events, following up programs on social media and through the internet and all of that, you definitely have many people that will not be able to follow. There are many people that even to afford an Android phone, it is difficult for them. So where we can only get to them easily is the radio. Okay, so that radio area is our major challenge, which we are working towards, and we've been spreading. We are working hard to ensure that the radio is spread across the coast. In the places that it was before, that the zoo have attacked it and it's no longer there, or machine got spoiled and all of that, we are putting everything in place to ensure that when these messages are passed, every single person, every Biafran gets this message. Okay, and that's not withstanding. We see our people on ground still make efforts to carry these letters and spread these letters and all of that. But it is stronger when they hear it by themselves before they even receive the letter. Okay, that is the advantage that we have in the hinterland. Most people hear it by themselves before they now receive a formal letter and know that, okay, yes, this thing is serious and all of that. But in the coast, sometimes when they receive letter, they don't even understand why the letter and all of that, because they are entirely cut out. Not many people listen to news. Even though we have been able to penetrate the Zoo News, but the Zoo News don't talk about our matters that much. They will always tell you about things that will pollute your mind. Okay, so that is just the reason concerning that. Then the other thing that you asked concerning the order that was given, things that are put in place and all of that. For things that are put in place, the leadership is properly prepared. The leadership is prepared, and concerning locking down of Biafra land, the essence of locking down of Biafra land is this. Like I said earlier, Biafra land is the Jews. Biafra land is the hen that lays the golden egg. Biafra land is the only reason the zoo was put together in the first place.
Exactly.
The wealth is in Biafra land.
Exactly.
What everybody is fighting for, running up and down, helter-skelter, is in Biafra land.
Exactly.
And in Biafra land as well, you have the brain to manage the things that you put together. Most of the brains that the zoo used to manage their wealth are from Biafra land. Because Fulani, except Biafra land and Odua land, that's where you have the brain. Fulani, their brain, their mind are not developed enough to be able to handle certain tough things. That was why when they conquered Hausa land stopped producing guns that it was producing before Fulani conquered it.
Exactly.
The Fulani mind is a weak mind. So when things are tough and they need tough brains to manage them, they use Biafran brains to manage them. So
Exactly.
what we have is we allowing our land and the resources of our land to be used to oppress us. So what we have decided to do is they decide to keep our leader in the DSS dungeon indefinitely, then we will go on purposeful hunger strike so that we will not eat and they will not eat. You know, during the war of genocide, they put us on hunger strike while they were eating. But this time it's not going to be so. We are the ones that are introducing the hunger strike. And mind you, you as a Biafran, you have no economy. You have no business with the economy. Other people saying, and Biafran economy. You have no business with economy.
Of course.
People that run the economy are people that have held you hostage. So if the economy is the reason you are held hostage, is it not for you to attack the economy? The economy is your enemy. In fact, the number one enemy of the Biafran people is the Biafran economy. I repeat, the number one enemy of the Biafran people is the Biafran wealth. If our land was not rich,
exactly.
And our people...
This is the reason why they hold us hostage.
Exactly. If our land was not rich, and our people were not rich, Britain wouldn't have come here.
Of course.
They wouldn't have had our time.
Okay, Kimowe.
They would have abandoned us.
Kimowe.
As well as Fulani will not be killing themselves to hold us hostage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kimowe. Before you go,
in a struggle for liberation,
I will want you to speak on this very audio of our leader, Oyenduma Nnamdi Kanu, because there are a lot going on in the Biafra struggle today, and a lot of people, a lot of Biafrans are now misquoting. They are now, going out of line, and which I believe you guys in the leadership are in charge of. So I would like to play this very audio of our leader, and I want you to comment on that.
Do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, Sumabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. What do you see? District commissioner. Take him up, you say, no. Bring him down, you say, no.
Thank you so much. Kimowe, that is the audio of our leader talking about command and control, how it works. And some people do not, so should I say, some Biafrans did not understand that very word. And most of them took oath in IPOB without having a better knowledge of this very word. And today, for them not having the knowledge, or should I say, a better understanding of this very word, is now, trying to reflect in some areas in part of our struggle of today. So, Kimowe Tarinemi, I will want you to please explain to us, because you have been in this very struggle. Our leader has been talking about you. You have worked with him privately, which I'm a witness of some of all these things that you have done in the coastal region. You have been in this struggle. You have, in fact, shall I say, you're part of the foundation in the coastal region. But Kimoway, I found out something, that it is your diligentness, it is your obedience to our leader that makes our leader to carry you along as far as this. Please, can you please explain to us what is exactly our people getting out of content, and then the area they need to get it right, and the full meaning of command and control in this very struggle.
Okay, thank you very much. Explaining what command and control is in this Biafran movement called the Indigenous People of Biafra is not something that we can stop explaining, because Biafran people have never worked that way. We are not a people that you give command to. We are a people that you reason with. Everybody, we are like the people of the Bible, where you say, where the scripture said, and God said, come, let us reason together. That is the system, the natural system of the Biafran people. But the reason command and control was put in place by our leader, Oyendu Mazinam Kanu, was because we have never been able to come together. And whenever our people, earlier on, I explained how in ancient times, how this struggle for the liberation of the Biafran people is not new, how our people have been fighting from ancient times. And one of the weapons that they use against us is our strength. Our strength is that, come, let us reason together. And everybody has something to say about every opinion. Okay? But that is our strength. Excuse me. That is our strength. But the enemy saw it and used it to become our witness. So what does the enemy do? What does the enemy do? They will look for somebody amongst us to begin to propagate a particular ideology, sponsor the person, and the person will be very sound and propagating that ideology. Then before you know it, we will never agree on a particular thing. And once we don't agree, we cannot move forward. We cannot go anywhere. Everybody is stuck. At the end of the day, the whole system crashed like a pack of cards. So command and control is a system that was designed to protect our movement. Now, this movement for the liberation of the Biafran people is beyond me, is beyond you, is beyond our leader, Mazinam Kanu. Is beyond any individual. But everybody have their place of service. Whether you are a principal officer in the Indigenous People of Biafra, or you are a unit member, or you have not even taken the oath, you are just a Biafran going about your personal business. Everybody have a role to play. Okay? The people sitting in their houses, the people that after we said, don't worry, go back to work, they still went and continue to sit in their houses. These people are not IPOB members that are taking oath. They are ordinary Biafran people on the street that they don't go about their personal businesses and all of that, but they know they are Biafrans. and they are working, and they believe in this movement that we are carrying, in this movement that we are leading. They believe in it. That is the reason they decided. That was why when we asked everybody to continue and go about their personal businesses and all of that, and say that we have called off the Monday sit at home, the people refused and continued. And all the principal officers have passed message down the line through the chain of command. But the ordinary people said no. So everybody have their place. And when it got to that extent, we have to let them be. It is their business. It is their struggle, actually. The struggle is the struggle of the people. We only came together to form a strong organization in order for the strength of the people to be felt. Okay? So when we talk about command and control, it is beyond you as an individual. When you see things that do not go in your own way, many people know that sometimes there are some things that don't go in my own way. I will have to swallow it. You understand? Even before I got to this position, I will have to swallow it until there is always a right time for everything. The leadership may not see it now. What you're seeing, you might even be seeing better than the leadership. Or even our leader, Mazin Amdekano. It is possible. You might have seen the threat, you might have seen the danger. So you are calling, hey, do this, do this, do this. But probably that time to do it has not come. When the time is right, all those things will be done. At the right time, at the appropriate time, all these things will be done. So sometimes when you are
sorry, Kimowe, just the way HOD just announced that Biafra will go on 1 month lockdown if the zoo refuse to produce our leader. I believe most of the people who are talking about sit at home now, they are now in shock. Say, 1 month.
Exactly. Before, some people were saying Monday. Some of them were saying Friday we join, Tuesday we join. Now it is all the days. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now it is all the days. In fact, the HOD didn't just say, he didn't say 1 month. That 1 month was said when the spokesperson announced it. Our HOD said indefinitely. He said indefinitely. And in fact, when the spokesperson announced it, that was what was in my mind. 1 month. What if after that 1 month, they didn't bring our leader to court, we didn't see him whatsoever? Are we going to go back to our normal businesses? Of course, we all know it is impossible. So the 1 month and the indefinitely are the same thing. Our actually pronounced indefinitely. So once we do not tell our leader, it means that we have exercised every patience available. Then our land will be eternally locked down. And as at that time, anybody that likes to move around will now become the enemy of the Biafran people. That is exactly what it means. You will now become the enemy of the Biafran people because you are the one that don't want us to see the light of day. Because the fact is that some people will say, oh, people will be hungry. Oh, the Biafran people have been hungry. There are many people in Biafra land that have been hungry from the day they were born.
And don't Kimowe, before you go further, don't you think every Biafran, especially those of you broadcasting on Radio Biafra, some of our bloggers and YouTubers and so on and so forth, don't you think we should be propagating the way, or should I say, giving our people the ideas how they can be planting things in their home, for them to buy sack, buy sand, how to grow things, grow food, grow yams, tomatoes, and so on and so forth in their compound, in their room, in their house, because we are taking this very agitation to the next level. Don't you think this should be our area should I say, the area we should be targeting now, the area we should be working on,
Okay.
how our people can grow things in their homes as we are about to
Okay.
go,
Thank you.
as we are about to go on the mother of all lockdowns.
Okay. Thank you very much. That is a great idea. Um, the the leadership the leadership will come up with a solution before that day, with a solution for our people on how they are going to manage themselves during this lockdown, if and only if they refuse to bring our leader to court. The leadership will brainstorm and put things together and have a proper solution for our people on that challenge. Because I am aware that it is a challenge. It is a challenge. It is going to be a challenge for our people, even though our people are willing to do it. Yes, we know they are willing, but we also know that it is going to be a challenge for our people to put that together. But the leadership will come up with a bright idea before that particular date.
Okay, thank you very much, Kimowe. I think the message is very loud and it is very clear. So, Kimowe, concerning the coastal region, because of course, this is where you come from, and your people like me, I can testify to your handwork on ground because wherever I go, any village I try to visit, I see your handwriting everywhere in the coastal region of Biafran land. So I'm not surprised when our leader announced you as our new African rep. So I'm not surprised about that because I know what you've been. I'm a testimony to that. And Kimowe, concerning the whole thing, of course, we are about to end the program. I will want you to as well give your advice to Biafran people at large concerning the leadership, and then also, as you're doing so, you will also give your closing remark. But before then, okay, maybe after you've given your closing remark, before as you leave, I can play the announcement that have been, um, 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 should I say, produced, or should I say, passed to our people, because we have a radio announcement that, if I'm not mistaken, let me try to get one of the voice so that I can play them.
Now who don't say we know they come back again? We they come back bigger, stronger, and better. This time around, my brother. Indigenous people of Biafra IPOB don't come again with odua'Nation's acrobatic, batalakoshik, movement action. This one go break everywhere. Now earthquake, and they come. This earthquake, they different types. So the first one will come, the second one will come, the third one will come, and the one will turn the zoo upside down, and we will make the world vibrate. They come. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, my country people of Biafra on 1st of October. This announcement is so important that you must carry your seat, carry your bench, carry everything, come around, come sit and come hear what you will talk. For 1st October, nothing like match fast, nothing like anything, nothing like a movement in Biafra land. No school go much faster, no motor go wrong. La total lockdown, sit at home, proper. On that day, 1st October, any school, any motor, when trial, anything when you see, now your fault. We no one see fly. We no one see your fowl for road. We no one see your goat. We no one see any shop or street open. After we don't talk, people will say, okay, now so if they did. I say, no, they talk now. Oh, what they better. Then they got what they better on this one. No, they talk now. And make me tell you exactly what will happen. From that 1st of October, we no one see any Zoom flag for any building, for any establishment, for any school, for any church, anywhere at all, except for bank. Draw your ear. The only place where we live say, make this Zoom flag remain na banks. Any other place, no more. Here and now, if we catch you, you go do salute, you go do march past. The school we go deal with them. The principal we go deal with them. The motorway carrier we go deal with them. Because now we don't come out, we say we don't come out. If you say we don't go back, we never go back. Because if you are allowed to now, so now make we bring this notice to you. These messages they come from the indigenous people of Biafra, the owners of the land, the original owners of the land, under the leadership of Mazen Namdekano or Hamadike Wanamegwatarameto, the man that had reduced every nonsensical nonsense and garbage from the zoo to the table. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I believe Biafrans all over the world they can listen to the announcement and they will follow the instruction. But please, Kimowe, before we finally leave, please and give your closing remark, pass a message to our people, especially those of us in the coastal region of Biafran land.
Okay, thank you very much. First and foremost, this program um, is meant for us to talk about our relationship and our proximity with the odua'Nation. Okay, so I also want to thank our brother that was here and that network couldn't allow him to continue. Citizen AY for the contribution that he made during this program, and the Odua people at large want to tell them that we love them and whatever assistance, just as our leader has said, that we can give to them, we will definitely do that. We will definitely give them the assistance that is necessary and vice versa as well. We thank God our Ambazonia brothers um, towards the east of Biafra land, which is actually Biafra land, or should I say Biafra land extension, that is trapped in the Cameroon. They are going to be having their own freedom as well, and so they will be declaring their independence on October 1st. Okay, so in total, I want to tell the Biafran people that we as Biafrans, we have to be resolute, we have to be focused, we have to be determined. Do not let the misbehavior of another man to become your own distraction. Do not let the drawback of another man to become your own distraction. Do not let the foolishness of another man to become your own distraction. We know why we are here. We are here for the enemies. The enemies know that once they plant people amongst us and begin to talk rubbish, we begin to face them and leave them. So we are going to deal with in-house enemies. We are going to deal with external enemies as well. So, and we will stay focused on the external enemies in as much as we apportion little time to deal with our in-house enemies as well. And the instructions that comes from the leadership, ensure that you give your all to follow it through and see to it that you give your best to for such instructions to be carried out wherever you are. If you're among those that sponsor, you sponsor as much as you can. If you're among those that are on ground to carry out the instructions, you do your best. Okay. I also want to thank God for our angels, the Eastern Security members of the Eastern Security Network that are protecting our land. Every single day, I pray for these men because what they are doing is the only reason we still have our people in Biafra land, and we still have a voice to talk and mention Biafra within this contraption called the zoo called Nigeria. Thank you very much, and I would say God bless you from me from here. Good evening. My name, once again, is Kimowe Tarinemi.
Thank you so much, Kimowe, Terry Nemi, and of course, we can't wait to have you here once again. So I really appreciate your presence here, and then we also appreciate your good work. We appreciate your good work in the coastal region of Biafra. It is not easy, even though you are there with them. It is not easy. It is not easy. Even me, that I'm not even in Biafran land, I know how many threats, death threats. I know how many In fact, people they will wipe up my family. They will wipe off my family. I know how many threats I have received so far, but you're there with them, facing them every now and then, day and night, and you're still doing what you're doing. Normally, if time permits, I have a lot of the question looks personal, but it really troubles me because I believe if you can share this with some of us, it's going to take us a very long way because for you to be able to succeed, to be able to survive all these vampires surrounding you, and you're still doing all this good job. I say kudos to you and thank you very much for being here with us. Thank you, Kimowe. And
Thank
for this,
you.
we'll be coming back next week, same time, same hour, next week, Sunday. Fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, we say thank you to you all. All hail Biafra.